Happy April, everybody. If you're still there, all 15 or so of you, we made it another month with the Odds Brothers podcast. We're coming to you from South Bend Casino and Hotel in West Memphis, Arkansas. It is our 63rd episode on Monday. How about that, April 3rd? Got a lot of things on today's show for you, including those folks that like the Major League Baseball. Going to give you our ideas of who we think will win each division early on in the season, and we'll see where that gets us. Plus the men's national championship game and a whole lot more. That comes right after this beautiful bean footage.
Welcome to the Odds Brothers Podcast. Follow the Odds Brothers Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Now here are the hosts of the show, Moneyline Mark.
I'm not a smart man.
And Point Spread Shane.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
You say,
Food
Welcome
in the
back,
kitchen.
Underoo.
What am I
Mark.
today? Oh,
Husband? Well,
that's right.
that's pretty close.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, there you go.
Guess
He nailed both of them today.
He could have made that worse.
Like and subscribe, everybody, if you would, to the Odds Brothers podcast. We appreciate any help you give us as we look towards, 3 months, and we'll celebrate a year doing this dang thing. Who would have thought? Also, about 4 months from now, football, which everybody would like the real stuff.
That 4 months is going to go by slow, I think.
Very slow, probably.
Yeah.
Today's show, we got a lot of things going on for you. MLB kicked off, or
Kickoff.
threw the first pitch, I should say, on their season. Last week? Last Thursday, I believe. So
Yes.
we're going to go ahead and pick our division winners. And, of course, we got a baseball savant with us today in producer Kevin. And I don't know if he's usually pretty realistic about his Cubbies. I don't know that he'll have them coming out on top in their division, but we'll see where he thinks these guys are all going to land out.
Spoiler, I don't.
Yeah, not much of a spoiler. Me either. Hey, Kevin says no already, huh? Don't have to hang out for that. But in the meantime, we're going to recap some stuff we did last Friday and talk a little bit about the women's final game that happened yesterday for those that watched. But first, on the recap there, the Bulls.
Yeah.
Mark went ahead and took that 9.5. I thought Charlotte at home was going to stay within that, but I wasn't even close. 30 points?
30. And look I got 2 dingers right there.
God. Yeah, you got 2 dingers there. So what the hell, Charlotte? 30 points?
Food in the kitchen.
Oh, my God, you suck. 223.5. Well, that went under still.
Yeah, that's what I said. 2 dingers.
Yeah,
ding,
2
ding,
dingers.
ding, ding, ding.
Thanks a lot, Charlotte.
Yes.
Yeah. Next.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that face. I went Pacers and under.
Don't.
And that happened.
Pacers don't score 100.
Yeah, look at that, though. 238 it came in at. I didn't have much room to spare there for the under.
Oh.
Mark had Thunder in the underoos, though.
But I still got a dingy.
And then you said the Pacers don't even score 100.
Well, I said under. What's that?
That was the flag.
You don't believe that I said that? Me neither.
No, I... you either, you say. All right, so there's one for you. Oklahoma City, though. They play ball, but...
You got 2 on that one.
I got 2 on that one. 2 dingers, as you would say.
Yes.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, and wait, that's what we need, a bell.
I think I might know where one is. Ding, ding. All right, Golden State.
Oh.
I had a feeling
What was your
that there was 17.5 was way too much. I was almost wrong. I only had 2.5 points leeway there.
You only got 1 on that. We
I
had both off on that.
Yeah, and then the over actually hit on this one at 245. So I did get the main dinger, which is the Spurs and the points. Had to sweat that out a little bit.
Must have been the lighting. I thought the point spread there was only 13.5.
Yeah, it must have been the lighting.
Well, I think it was, and
Throw the flag.
Couldn't see. I couldn't see Poth at 7 and the 3. Looked awful close to each other. All right, Kevo, next on the look at the double face.
Hi-yo.
These picks are free. We took Denver and the over. Well, the over wasn't close. It didn't even hit 200. But 9.5. We sailed in there by a couple of points there by taking the old Nuggets.
Ding.
Ding.
Fries are done.
Ding. Next one. We had a big slate, didn't we?
We did.
Sacramento minus 13.5. There's Mark's face. He said Kings and under there, which the under was 252. So I had the over, so we each got part of it.
Yeah.
You got the point spread. I got the over. Ding, and ding. Portland, you suck. All right, Minnesota, the Dookie alert. We both took the Timberwolves. Yeah. And even the 234 went over, so I did get half of it. I did get the over piece barely.
Well, you took Minnesota. I took the Timberwolves.
Yeah. How'd that turn out for you?
Yeah.
Same as me.
Yeah, that's right.
All
I got
right.
nothing there.
No, big go Dookie.
Oh, you got
emoji.
the over, huh?
I did get the over.
Oh, you
piece,
got
that's
one
all.
ding.
Memphis, we both took the Clippers and the under in this one. Memphis covered it. We did get the under, though.
Why did we
pretty
do that? Why
comfortably.
didn't we stick with the Grizz? Were we uncertain that someone was playing?
I can't remember on that one. I know that we figured their high-scoring affair is like 141 to 132 or something crazy 2 days prior to that one that they played. John Morant was cold from the field in the fourth quarter, but I think we were both taking Clippers only for the 5.5. We thought Memphis would win a close game, if I recall right.
Yep. All right.
So we
Good
both
memory.
got ding.
Ding.
for
One
the
ding.
under.
One ding.
One
Under
ding.
ding.
Only. One ding only, sir.
We got the what we got going on here?
Trying to fend off the sneeze.
Well, we only got one ding on this one too. Yeah, get it.
I'm trying to get it.
He's sneezing it out.
Philadelphia, we both took Philly in the under, and guess what happened? Philly in the over.
Yeah, well, that's a ding.
But that's a ding. We tell you 5.5. We covered that one. It just slightly went over there at 227.
Not bad.
But you know how close, a lot of these games to the 220s are when you see NBA over-unders.
Yeah,
So ting.
that's right.
Next one, Kevo. Oh,
Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. We're going to throw another flag.
6.5. Guess what? I got that hook, baby. Covered by
my
a
gosh.
hook. And then the over-under
Over.
went to 236.
You got another ding.
Well, we
One
both
ding.
went under. One ding only, sir, and that would
Yep.
come my way with the Pistons.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you very much. This was the Dookie Bowl.
It was. Hey-o.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. New York played one hell of a game.
Well, you got the over.
Yeah. I got the over. You got the Knicks.
Yeah. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. On each side of the equation. If you only can figure out at home which side of the dings to take, we do get each game right in some way, shape, or form. It's up to you to figure it out. Reminder, those picks are free.
That's right.
All right, Kevo, I think there's two more. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Mark had Brooklyn in the under.
Oh,
it was
man.
231, so he got both dings. He got the double ding, and I got the double wah, 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 wah.
That's right. Ding, ding. We need to put a ding thing in there on sound effects.
We do.
Ding, ding.
I think that can happen.
That's right.
Next one.
Uh-oh.
I took Celtics in the over.
Uh-oh.
They didn't win by 9.5. They won by 8.
Yeah.
But I did get the over. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
236.
We each got a ding there.
We each got a ding. I got the over. You got the Jazz ding. And last, or maybe not last, but the Dookie emoji, spectacular. We both picked Washington in the over. And the over went to 225.
Yeah.
Ding on the over.
Ding that over.
But crappy emoji on the Wizards.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Uh-oh.
So overall.
Oh, hey, we got a different style. What kind of, is that your glue sniffing look there? What is that?
I'm not quite sure what the hell that is. That must have been, are you freaking kidding me? Or trying to unload that BS on me? Look, I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, 9 overs for me, 5 on the Mark side. Keep in mind, Mark doesn't go over Rue very often.
No.
Mr. Underroo leading in that category. In the covers department, Mark's ahead by 4. So far, 34 correct selections in one shape or form for me, 40 for Mark out of 43 games.
Hi-yo.
Hi-oh.
I like my hair there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should try that more
I
often.
still don't know where your look's coming from, but it's an interesting look.
All right,
If I
Kevin,
had that clip, I'd put it in.
what else we got?
You want to do MLB or the NCAA?
Let's do the NCAA. first.
Oh, yeah.
That-
Let's
MLB
get,
will
let's
take a
get
look.
that.
Let's get-
Uh-oh. Ooh,
San-
doggy.
look
What?
at that.
Huh. San
UConn
Diego
minus
State.
7.5 at this point, and the over/under is 132.5, which has remained pretty steady. So this is at basically, is it 8:20 Eastern?
No, Central.
It is Central, so it's going to be that late. All right. On CBS, of course. So here's what's going on with these two teams. UConn has not really been tested yet. They've been blowing away people by double digits. San Diego State's been kind of surviving. Like the last couple of games, they've just come up with some unbelievable comebacks. As a matter of fact, San Diego State was down by, I believe, 14 at one point in the Final Four game before coming back and dribbling all around and hitting a shot as time expired to even advance to this stage. So the common thought is, San Diego State, are they just the team of destiny? Because they've been lucking out and winning despite all the lack of offensive production at times. They got a great defense. Their three-point shooting's not really great. Or are they finally going to meet their match from UConn, who has yet to meet somebody that's tested them yet on the court? So right now, there's a whole lot of people thinking that San Diego State's going to cover this, but UConn's going to win. That's basically how America's voting, and they're going heavily on the over in this game. They think it's going to go over 132.5 pretty easily. Initial thoughts, Mark, because if you remember, when we did this and we did some hypotheticals, you thought San Diego State was going to win it all, and I thought UConn was going to win it all once we got to the Final Four.
I don't remember. I slept since then.
It's going to make a great segue then. So I guess my thought is, you sticking with San Diego State to win or just cover? Or none at this point?
So
backtrack since you don't remember.
I think that they cover but don't win.
Think their luck streak runs out, huh?
I do, and I think it's over. Now, 132 is low to me.
So you're going with America here.
But I'm interested to see what you pick because you hung your hat on the Iowa's women basketball.
I did.
And I want to go opposite whatever the hell you're saying.
No, I took UConn. I think UConn wins. I am a little bit nervous about 7.5 in a championship final against a team that can play defense. But here's kind of the rub where San Diego State, as good as they are defensively, has not run into a solid team like this where all 5 starters can shoot from pretty much anywhere on the floor. So there isn't these guys are only inside. Here's your 1 3-point shooter or 2 3-point shooters you got to worry about. Like, this team can literally switch 1 through 5 anywhere on the court. And, this is a theoretical score here is expected to be 74-67. That's kind of where this whole thing is expected to go, supposedly.
I think one of them's getting close to 100. I think someone's in the 90s
tonight.
I think someone's in the 90s tonight.
Oh my God! If that's the case, it's definitely got to be UConn. And if that's the case, they should cover.
Well,
I don't know that San Diego State's capable of getting that much unless they decide UConn decides not to play defense.
Slap it around. Tell us your picks.
Well, I do like the over.
All right.
Even though these games tend to start off pretty slow, but 72-62 is still right there. That's 134. So I think that's pretty achievable, especially what they've been scoring lately. The key is, will UConn win this easily? And I don't know about 8 points, basically, but I'm going to go ahead and do that just to be contrarian a little bit and say that I just don't see how San Diego State can just lock down for that long against this good of a team or lineup, unless for some reason this is a wrong time for UConn to just have cold shooting. And I don't know about that. So I'll take UConn. I'll give up the 7.5. I'll go over with you on the overroo.
All right.
And you're going San Diego State to cover but not win.
Yes.
Not that, if they do somehow win, you'll still get the points for it.
Right.
And we'll see on Friday on how this game shapes out. Now, the women, Kevo, do we have any kind of
No, sir.
review on that?
Oh, why not?
So, Mark basically picked South Carolina versus anybody.
Uh-huh.
And I picked Iowa versus anybody. So I got the first half right when they beat South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday afternoon's championship game, they kind of ran into a two-phased sword, if you will. One being that LSU was very, very hot shooting, especially in the first half where they made, I think it was 9 of 12 three-point shots and shot well over 50% from the field regularly. And then Iowa was shooting pretty decent themselves, but not at that clip from the three-point line. Free throws, let me tell you that the officiating has gotten a lot of scrutiny in the women's game. That was the most fouls called in a title game ever. Matter of fact, Iowa, which isn't very deep on the bench, Their starters are all real good, but they don't go very far on the bench. They had 3 starters with 2 fouls, like even before they got out of the first quarter of that game. And it wasn't like LSU wasn't getting called for fouls. They were too, but they were just had a much deeper bench and could absorb a lot of that stuff. And at the end, Iowa rallied from 21 to get it to 7 down. And then another bad officiating call happened where there was a foul to get their center, Iowa center, Cesano, a 4th foul with like 6 minutes to go in the 4th. And then the ball bounced to Caitlin Clark, and she just took it and whipped it behind her back toward the out-of-bounds line, and the ref came and teed her up. Even though there was a dead ball, there was no delay of game, but they teed her up, and those count as personal fouls. So their top 2 scorers had their 4th foul with still 6 and change to go in the 4th quarter when the game at that point was at about a 7-point clip, 7 or 8 point clip.
What do you think? What do you think of all the scrutiny that's coming about with the LSU player? Don't know her name because she wasn't very professional, in my opinion. Or the LSU basketball coach on some of the stuff on the sideline during the game, being on the court and harassing harassing the ref.
I think I said this even on the last podcast. Mulvey, I think her name is, the women's coach for LSU.
I don't know.
Very decorated, very talented as far as a player and coach in her day in women's basketball, so I'm not taking anything away from that. Seems like she's in a lot of situations that win championships or at least get to that level. And she turned LSU from a joke into a contender. Now, transfer portals and all that stuff did wonders. Like,
yes,
the young lady that made the what I thought was a pretty classless move at Caitlin Clark, unless I'm missing something at the end of the game where she did the John Cena and then started pointing to her ring finger. Like,
well, she also called her a hoe.
Well, that was reported. I didn't see any mouthing of that, like in a.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
So you saw where she literally like.
You can see,
oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that went way overboard then.
Yeah, I thought that was, just kind of showed her true colors, really.
Well, here's what I would say. From my knowledge, and unless I don't know all of it, when Caitlin Clark was doing this, that was against Louisville and against a friend of hers that she played a lot of AAU-style basketball with, which was the guard from Van Lith, I think her name is, from Louisville. She didn't do it toward LSU. She didn't do it toward that lady, too. I'm trying to think of her name, and I'll look it up real quick. But didn't do it to her. And then, let's put it this way. You wait till seconds left in the game to talk shit?
Yeah.
If that's what you're going to do? Like, she dropped the most points in history of the tournament, men's or women's, and then you are going to have the nerve to talk crap to her like that?
I don't know if you happen to see the not the press conference, but when she was up on stage, because she somehow got the MVP. Was it MVP?
Probably. Or, yeah, probably of the final game.
Whatever she won at the end of the game there. But she doesn't, she's in college. I do believe that she's a senior. I'm not positive on that, but she didn't seem very educated to me. It's almost a high school mentality with her win. So, she should just remember. My advice to her is remember.
Reese is her name.
One day, you won't be a winner. You're going to lose a game. Can you keep your composure when somebody does that back to you? When someone talks trash back to you after a big win? Because I don't think she will. I don't think she'll keep her composure.
Probably not. She played 29 minutes, was 5 of 12 from the field for 15 points.
I really thought the smaller girl, I don't know what her name was either.
Alicia Morris, I think her name is.
She should have been the MVP. If that's what she won, she should have been the MVP. But I think she won the MVP. I think she won, that first girl won for the tournament, not for that game.
Right. For the whole tournament?
Yeah, but I think that the smaller girl on that team, she played her heart out, and it showed. She was on fire.
She was, and she's legit. I think they were saying she's supposed to be the top pick in the WNBA draft this year.
I can see that.
Angela Reese is the one that we're talking about here.
The one with the attitude?
Yeah, and she's supposedly a sophomore.
Oh, good. Can't wait to see that next year.
She can come back, but she was with
that kind of explains it.
She was with Maryland in the Big Ten. So maybe there is some history between her and Caitlin to go back a year or two before she bolted and figured she'll go win.
Her being a sophomore kind of explains what she did there.
It might be, yeah. You're right. She averaged 23 points and 15 rebounds a game, which is pretty stout. Now, here's what I would say, the last thing. without, like I said, this is just looking as a fan because I thought it was a great game for LSU. They deserved to win. They did everything right in the game to win.
Yeah.
But if your problem, Angel Reese, is with everybody per se on social media calling you hood or ghetto or whatever, when I guess you believe you're not, and I don't know you, so maybe I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say you're not. But if you're doing that on national TV and goading the National Player of the Year for some reason, which to my knowledge, she didn't do any of that to you. If Caitlin did that, like scored in her grill and did that, I'd have just as much problem with Caitlin doing that. But my understanding is when she was doing, and Caitlin can talk trash. I've seen it in Iowa games where I wish she would not act out a little bit of her greatness. She's feeling the moment, and I'm sure Angel did the same thing here. Was feeling the moment, just about to win. The great emotions that come with finally winning a national championship, because it's hard to do, more or less, to get to that point. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt here, but it'll be interesting to see if there's any apology after everything settles down, because she, to your point, she just seemed like, I don't give a shit.
I don't think she's going to apologize. I think she's too young to apologize. I don't think what she sees right now is, I don't think she sees anything wrong with what she did.
And I'm old school, 50 years old, but I'm not liking a lot of the trash that's going on in sports in general, where they're actually getting in each other's faces and trying to demean and do stuff like NBA players. You get dunked on and they want to stare you down and try to walk over you and, step on people's arms. And NFL, when they blast somebody, they want to get right on top of you and act like it's something amazing. I'm starting to get turned off by all the trash talking that goes on and just the demonstrations that are going against each other as players. I don't know that that's good. Somebody is going to get really butthurt one day, and it's going to come out really bad. I don't know when, but I sense it'll happen soon. That it may not be on the court with just punches. It may be out on the street somewhere at 6 a.m.
It could happen in a Nebraska game.
It could. So anyway, that's the long story short. Congrats to LSU. I know a lot of people tried to make big thing about how the coach of LSU was dressed. I could care less.
Nah, my big thing with her was being on the court and basically grabbing a ref while he's trying to watch the game, do his job.
Absolutely. And she did it. This is every game. I give you a little leeway in the big game, the national championship game, and your emotions, but this happened in the Final Four. That happened in the round of 32. It happened in the opening week. It happened in the SEC tournament. Like, she literally lives on the friggin' court, and they're going to technical foul Caitlin Clark for throwing the ball behind her back.
I think if she's grabbing a ref while the ref's trying to do his job, the ball's going down the other side of the court,
foul.
and he's trying. Yeah, absolutely, because you can't do that in any other sport. You can't put your hands on the ref.
Nope. And that's crazy. Now we'll see what happens with everybody as they move on and rebuild. At least 2 people from Iowa starting 5, I think, are out the door. 2 more have an option to come back with Caitlin. But just because you got here this year don't mean you get there next year. So we'll see what goes on. But congrats, Iowa's women's team. Great year, making it as far as you did down there to the final game.
And I know you've seen this.
Proud.
I know you've seen this meme, and I know you're an Iowa Hawkeyes fan.
What's that?
Football. How many points did Iowa Hawkeyes football team score this last season?
Not as much as Caitlin Clark did in just a tournament. Yeah, ain't that sad?
Oh, that's great.
I'm all on that fire Brian Ferentz train. And his dad can go too. They don't mix
230 to 235, right?
Yes. All right, Kevo. What you want? You got the Nebraska game up by chance?
No.
Yes, I did.
Let's put that thing up before we get to the MLB. We do have one NCAA basketball game baseball game we want to get into tomorrow. None today in the top 25.
What's the ranking of these 2 teams, Kevin?
Junk and junk.
Yes.
Kansas State's junk?
Well,
Huh? Or are you just spitting that?
I'm just spitting it out.
Huh. Well, I don't know about that.
College sports.
I don't even know how bad Nebraska baseball is. I don't think it's that bad.
You don't?
I don't. You got any stats?
I like that it is. Let's see here. Rankings. D1 baseball. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Yeah.
LSU's ranked first at 24-4, which Iowa beat.
Not shocked.
Wake Forest, Florida, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, South Carolina, Virginia, Stanford, Boston College, and Kentucky are your top 10. After that, you go Tennessee, East Carolina, North Carolina, whoever Campbell is. Florida Gulf Coast is your top 15. And then you go further down the line, and
I only asked about the 2 teams.
Coastal Carolina, Louisville, Yukon, Miami, Texas. Yeah, none of them are ranked top 25. How about that?
Well, I'm going to pretend Kansas State is 26th.
Nebraska is 15, 9-1.
The one. You can tie in baseball?
Evidently. Let's see. And Nebraska, they got beat the last game. Well,
Yeah, why didn't you click on them?
I'm trying, Paul.
they got beat 5-3 their last game.
That doesn't tell me
their
their standings.
That doesn't tell. So, since it's tomorrow, I think Kevin said, right?
Yes.
Let's go on down through the mass here.
And there's an important emoji that needs to be on this screen every time.
The Dookie emoji?
The Dookie emoji. Yeah, right about where it says Nebraska. Right next to it. Dookie. But
All right, here we go. It's on the Big
sure?
12 ESPN Plus, Kansas State and Nebraska.
yes.
And it does not give their friggin' records.
Oh, my good gravy in heaven.
So
Well,
what's it
for
matter?
today.
You're never picking Nebraska anyway, right?
It might. You never know. You never know. That's right. Get it.
I got it. I'm not even sure you picked Nebraska one time. Anyway, what's the line here, Kevo?
There isn't any.
And there's no over-under.
Nope.
Well, it's hard to pick.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So if I pick a money line, then I'll just pick Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Although I'm doing it under protest.
Kansas State in the
Because
Underoo.
I
We don't know what that is.
I don't have the official standings because I think Nebraska might be kind of decent this year.
You think so?
No.
No. All right.
Oh
What
man.
we got, Kevin? What else?
Yeah.
Baseball.
Now we got baseball, huh?
Clickety clack that off the screen.
Yeah, clickety clack. In the heat, back. All right. Before we get into picking baseball games, Kevin, because I'm sure you don't have this.
You found something for Nebraska?
No, I didn't.
No.
Let's pick our divisions,
Oh.
Sure.
or we can pick this since it's today, and you may need to bet early.
Hold on a second, because that game's on right now. Let me see. Go ahead. You make your
All right.
picks.
Well, I'll wait for the score update.
Nope. Pick your pick.
I'll wait for the score.
Bottom
update.
of the third, 0-0.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
Yeah,
going
if it
under.
wasn't, that's what I'd tell you anyway.
I'm going to go under. Milwaukee's 2-1, and the old Mets are 3-1 at this point. Milwaukee at home. I'm going to take the Mets. I'm going to take the Mets plus the 1.5, and then the under 8.5. Even though we got part of the way through. I'll do in-game play right now.
What are you doing?
Mets and under. Underoo.
Against Milwaukee.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take the Mets as well.
Okay. And underoo. We're 3 innings in with no score.
Do you think that?
We're 3 innings in and no score.
Yeah, under.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to? Okay.
No, I'm good. I got confused on the graphics there. I thought he was
Shane and
doing
Mark,
something.
I think he's putting you over on Mets or Milwaukee.
I'm not.
All right, go next one.
Let me write-
We're both on the Mets.
Wrote
And we're
that.
both on the under.
I wrote that down.
All right, next game, Kevo. The White Sox and the San Francisco Giants.
yes.
Chicago, the Sox are 1.5 run favorites here, and the over-under is 8. See initial thoughts here on this game. I'm just looking to see. Yikes. Okay, so the Sox are
500.
2-2, 500 at this point. Yeah, and then you look at the Giants, and they should probably suck still.
1-2.
Yeah,
They're at the
it's
bottom.
early. They'll suck.
And it's 1.5 at Chicago, and they're in Chicago.
Has the game started?
No, well, not yet. It's
Nope.
coming up.
All right. I'll go ahead and take the Sox at home, and they're home. Might be their home opener. Can't remember. I'll take them, though. I'll leave the 1.5 here. The over-under. I mean, the Sox have only scored, well, they've scored 16 runs in 4 games, so they're averaging 4. Can't imagine the Giants are doing much better than that. I'll take another under here. I'll go under Rue.
Way to go. I'm going under Ruse as well, and I'm taking the Chicago White Sox. Just because it's a home game.
And so far, 3 games in, and the Giants have only scored 7 runs, so I even feel better.
All right.
All right, next one on the slate today in the MLB.
Oh, well, this I don't even have to look this
Kevin's
up.
Cubbies against those Reds. Over-under is 9. The Cubbies are 1.5-run favorites here.
I don't know how.
Obviously a division game. Well, Kevin can probably tell you how.
Yeah, how,
the Reds
Kevin?
probably really suck.
I think
I don't know.
Cubs are last in their division, so
Yeah, well, they always start slow.
okay, that's great.
And then they have an explosion, and then they go slow again.
Well, I still think they're on the slow bandwagon. Give me Cincy and the under.
Cincy in the under, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the road against the Reds, I'll do the same thing. I'll take the 1.5 on the Reds, and I'm going to go under with you. So we got the same one here.
Say
Sorry,
that.
hey Kevo, since this is you, what do you?
Yeah.
How you feeling on this one?
How you feel?
Honestly, I think it's going to go over.
Go over 9 runs?
Uh-huh.
Who you think
Who
wins?
wins?
I got to go with the Cubs against the Reds.
See,
Laying
if
the 1.5. So Kevin's going against the odds brothers.
Yep.
All right. I would have said it's the team that starts with C. Wins.
Yeah, that's why we don't ask you. Head on out. Minnesota Twins at the Florida Marlins here.
yeah.
The Twinnies are a 1.5
Yeah.
favorite, over under 7.5, Marcellus.
Minnesota all day. Give me the Twinkies.
Twinkies all day, huh?
Yep, and I'm going under because I'm not sure how much Florida can score.
They can't score much. They're averaging 2 runs a game at this point.
So,
I mean, it's just kind of brutal. The Twins, on the other hand, aren't scoring much more than that. They're at 3.5 runs a game. So you're looking at an under probably. I don't know if Florida can score at all. So give me the under in this one, Kevin, and I will take the Twins, I suppose. I don't feel great about that. I don't think Florida's as bad as a team as they've been showing lately, but until they show me, I guess I got to assume such.
way to go.
Next, a beautiful bean footage game.
This one.
We'll get to the
Well,
Yankees.
I don't even have to look this one up either.
And the Philadelphia Phillies, 1.5 on the Yankee run line here, 7.5, which is, I mean, the Yankees are scoring in clips here. They're about a little over 5 runs a game. Meanwhile, Philly, I got to go down the list on this one. Oh, my goodness.
1.5 isn't enough, I don't think, for the Yankees, so I'm taking the Yankees.
Yeah, they're 0-3, and they've scored 11 runs. So they're scoring, but they're just not winning games. 5.5 and 8. I'm going to say over, the over-Roo, and I'm going to take the Yankees to win at home as well.
I'll go over Rue as well because I think this is going to be way higher than 7.
Way higher, huh?
Yep.
How about 10?
9 starts pushing me.
Okay. All right, well, way over. It's 8 or 9. All
In
right.
baseball, yeah, that's a lot.
You're right. Go the Yankees. I
Yeah.
feel like I got to throw up. whenever I
Yankee
pick
Doodle
them.
Dandy.
But like you say, bet with their heart.
You're betting with your heart?
No.
Oh.
Otherwise, I would take anybody against the Yankees every day.
Yankee hater, huh?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yankee aid.
All right, Kevo. Washington, the old
this one,
Nationals and
I
Tampa
don't
Bay
know.
Rays here. Rays are a 1.5 favorite on the road. Over-under is 8 in this game. Washington
wow.
Nationals are 1-2 on the year. They're averaging a paltry 2 runs a game. Tampa Bay's looking pretty good in the
How many runs per game for them?
Tampa Bay. They're
Yeah.
averaging 7. 7
right.
runs themselves a game. They're 3-0 so far. A differential in their plus-minus runs allowed versus score is 18 already through 3. I don't think that streak continues forever, but I do think they probably beat Washington. I'll go over.
You're taking Washington in the over?
No, I'm taking Tampa Bay in the over.
I'm taking Tampa Bay, and I'm going to go under. Underoo.
Are you going to go under Rue on that one, huh?
Yeah, I am. I think Tampa wins easily, but I don't think they score as many as their average
I got you.
because they are away.
Yeah, but Washington. Ugh.
Yeah.
Lately. All right, Kevo, what's the next one? Oh, the Red Sox. They're at home, 1.5 run favorites over those Pittsburgh Pirates. Over-under is 9 here. Kevin's familiar with those Pirates. The Red Sox are 2-1 on the year. Can you believe what's going on here? I actually looked this up real quick when I knew we were going to get down to it. So there are 3 games played.
Yeah.
They've scored 27 runs.
The Pirates?
No, Red Sox.
Oh,
That's an average of 9.
good job.
They've allowed 23 runs,
Yes.
almost an average of 8.
Well, their pitching sucks.
Yeah, I would say so. So when you look at the over-under a 9, they basically allow that themselves before you even get to the scoring. Now, Pittsburgh, I know, is a different cat when it comes to trying to score runs. But they did win a game. They're 1-2 so far this year. They've had only 8 runs, and they've allowed 13. So I'm going over Rue.
All right.
Because the does suck. No doubt it sucks. Now, Pittsburgh's been playing fairly close games, though. But 1.5 close, I'll take the Sox, the Red Sox, to cover that 1.5, and I'm not feeling real good about it, just because their pitching does suck.
Their pitching does suck, but I'm going to go with Boston and the over.
You're going over and Boston as well.
Yep, give me the Red Sox.
Oh, wow, this will be forever memorialized. Look at this. All right. Next game on the slate, which it's pretty intensive for MLB today. Toronto Blue Jays on the road for the Royals. 1.5 run favorite on the Toronto side, over under. 8 seems to be a good number.
I don't even know where Toronto's at on this.
Where Toronto's at? It's in Canada.
No, I meant standing wise, clown.
They're in the American League East with the Red Sox and all them. They're 1-2 on the year. They've got 15 runs. That's good. That's averaging 5. They allowed 22 though. That's not so good. The Royals are 0-3 so far this year. They're along with Detroit, stinking it up pretty good. They scored 4 whole runs and allowed 11
in 3 games.
Yeah, in 3 games. So
Oof. This game's going to be a snooze fest.
it is, and I don't think Toronto's been now. If I believe Toronto opened up at the Cardinals, right, Kevin?
Yes.
So this Cardinals are going to be a little tougher. So I'm going to go ahead and take Toronto here, but I am going to go over.
Wow.
Toronto and over Rue.
Fantastic. I'm going Toronto as well, but it's definitely going to be under.
Definitely, huh?
It's gonna be one of
Is this
these-
the Mark's under Rue lock of the day?
This is going to be one of those 2-1 games.
Mark's under Rue.
Snooze fest.
Lock of the day. All right. Next one. Oh, St. Louis Cardinals. Speaking of them, they're at home against the
who's
Braves,
speaking of
but they
them?
are an underdog.
What are you trying to say? They're snooze fest?
Who?
You.
No, not this one.
Okay.
But I am a little interested in how. I mean, is Atlanta just that great? So much greater?
Atlanta?
They're 2-1 on the year. They've scored an average of 5 runs a game. They've only given up 2 runs a game on average so far. St. Louis Cardinals hit 2-1. Have scored, get this, 7.5 a game, but they've allowed 5. So this to me seems like 8.5's in danger of the over for one. But is Atlanta really a 1.5 better? I'm going to take St. Louis at home in this one. I'm going to take that run and a half, and I'm going to go over Rue.
I agree with you. I think St. Louis does, but, it's kind of like that is our closest MLB team, so got to kind of keep an eyeballs out on that.
Keep an eyeball on that. But, St. Louis, I did watch a couple of innings in 2 different games against Toronto, and, they seem to have offense capability. So I really like the over in that game. Watch this thing be 2-0.
No, I think it's going to go under. I think the hook's going to get you. I think it's right at 8. So I'm going St. Louis and under.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Now, there we go. We both got the cards, and we're split on the over-under.
Yeah.
What else, Kev?
Game 15.
Oh, Baltimore Orioles. Kind of like my
kidding me?
little sleeper team. Texas Rangers at
Against
home
Texas?
are 1.5 run favorites, over-under 8. When's the last time you saw them in anything?
Texas wins.
Texas wins by
Texas
1.5.
wins. By 3?
They won by 3.
Yeah, but we're only going by 1.5.
Yeah, Baltimore. Let's
And I'm
put it
going
this-
under.
You're going under. Wow, check this out.
I'm checking it.
Baltimore averages 7.5 runs a game scored. They've allowed almost 9 runs, actually 9 runs exactly a game.
7.5.
Meanwhile, your Houston Texas Rangers, 29 runs scored in 3 games. That's pretty good. That's averaging almost 10. And they've allowed 11, so they're still allowing almost 4 runs a game. I don't know how this stays under.
Well,
Give me
for
the
one,
Overrue.
who'd Baltimore play to get those? They didn't play Texas.
Wasn't the Cubs either.
Boston.
Oh, Boston.
There you go. Well, I just said has no pitching.
I'm still going over.
You think Texas is going to get that over all by themselves? That could happen.
I do think Texas probably has a little too much offense, though, so I'll lay the 1.5 at home.
Going Texas?
Texas and Overrue.
And the Overrue.
And you're going Texas and the Underrue.
Yeah.
All
Shane
right.
over Rangers.
Shane over Rangers. Speaking of the Texas thing, Detroit really sucks. Is at Houston minus 1.5, over under of 8 here.
Where's Houston at on the standings?
Detroit's only scored 1 run a game. They've got 3 total runs on the year. They've allowed 21. And Houston's not a place you want to go to when you allow a bunch of runs. Although Houston's, they ain't been pitching really great lately. I mean, they've had 17 runs and allowed 16. So they've been winning these games, but sometimes in relatively close fashion. All this to say, Houston destroys them at home, I believe. Give me some Houston Astros all day on that run line.
Shocked to see something here.
And I'm going under.
I got to pull something up. So all these over-unders are right on 8. They're not. Usually we got the hook in them.
Usually, Kevin took this from Bentley, I do believe, right, Kevin?
Yes, sir. From the kiosk, right by the.
Ooh,
Oh,
by the kiosk.
yeah. He went.
He didn't even
My phone keeps screwing up, so I ain't gonna be able to look it up that way. But you went with who?
Astros
and under.
Underoos.
Yeah, I'm going to go Astros and under as well.
I think Houston probably score 8, hopefully, and get me a push at worst. I just don't know if Detroit scores anything. All right.
Okay, on this.
Next game is Seattle Mariners at home are 1.5-run favorites over the California A's. Angels over under a 7 this time, Marcellus. California.
Yeah, where are they at?
Or the L.A. Angels, if you will. 2-1 on the year. They've basically scored 7 runs a game and have only allowed 1 run a game through 3 so far, while your Seattle Mariners are 1-3.
Never been much of a Seattle fan.
They've scored. They got 12 runs, so that's not bad. 3 a
good.
game, but they've allowed 17, so they've been getting beat by about a run a game.
Awesome. I'm going with the Angels just because I've never been a Seattle fan. And I'm going to go... Ooh, it's only 7, huh?
Only 7.
I'll stay under. I'm sticking with my Underoos.
This is the Otani's show, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Is he pitching?
No, not tonight.
Okay, so that I'll go ahead and take the over, knowing that he's not pitching. So to me, that's a for sure. And 1.5. Give me the Angels to cover, but I think Seattle ekes this one out somehow. I'm not sure why, but I'll take the Angels as the underdog here. I think they're the better team, but not by much. So you got the under, I got the over, and we both going Angels plus 1.5.
All right.
Let's roll. Oakland A's at home against the Cleveland Guardians. That's difficult to say. I keep wanting to go Indians. A's at home so far in this early session. They're 1-2. They've scored just 3 runs, so 1 run a game. They gave up 20. So that's not good news. Cleveland, on the other half, 3-1 on the year. They've scored 17 and allowed 12. So you're averaging 4 runs on one side and hardly in on the other. This is a game that I honestly think, despite that 7.5, is going to end up under. And as far as the over-under or the run line goes, Oakland, I don't think, can keep Cleveland off the field for. I think Cleveland wins this game 4-1, 5-1, something like that.
Mark it down, Kevo. I'm going to go Cleveland as well, but I'm going under.
So same thing. We're both going under.
Well, no, mine is Mark Guardians under. And yours is Shane under Guardians.
Oh. Underoos. We got any more, Kevo?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. The Padres.
I told you there was like 15 games today.
Against the Diamondbacks. So This is an interesting
The
division.
D-backs.
Yeah, the D-bags.
I said backs.
Oh, that's the D-bags. 2-2 on the year for Arizona. Padres 2-2 as well. Everybody's 2-2 pretty much in that division, except for the Giants, who are 1-2. Scoring, not really that big of a issue for San Diego. They're averaging about 3.5 a game, but the Diamondbacks are struggling to get 2 runs up each game. But they're both allowing a bunch of runs. So pitching must not be very great here. I'll go the over here, and I'll take. I mean, the Padres, if they're going to be legit here, they got to win these home series. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay the 1.5 and take the Padres. Padres over.
All right, I'm going to be different because I think this is going to be a close game. So I'll go ahead and go Arizona, just to be different. And I'm going under. Both these teams could score a lot, but
You're just going to play the other side for the hell of it.
well, I mean, because I realize it's in San Diego, but you're still going to get a bunch of Arizona fans there too. So
There are a bunch of Arizona fans?
yep, there are.
Oh, wow.
They were good a few years ago.
I was not aware there were a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a bunches.
Right. Next one, Kivo. Oh, the Dodgers. That's the last one?
Yes, sir.
And the Rockies. Well,
The
if this was in
Rockies,
Colorado, I'm sure this over-under would be like 11.5, but it isn't. It's in Dodger Stadium. 8.5. Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites here. Dodgers have scored 20 and only allowed 7, yet they're 500 so far. Lets you know that, well, there's a couple of games they just didn't show up in tight contests and blew away a couple of other teams or games. From the Rockies standpoint, boy, it's been a while since they're good. Let's see here. They are 2-2 on the year, so they're 500 as well. 16-14 the run splits. So that indicates it might be a fairly close game here. Over under, I think that's exactly what that number should be. So this makes it tough. I'm going to go over, thinking this is a 6-4 Dodgers win. So I guess that covers Dodgers and over.
I'm going to go Dodgers and under.
Mr. Underoo.
I think it's 7 runs total.
7
More
runs
like
total.
4-3.
Well, then you'll want Colorado. 'Cause it's a
Nope, I'm picking the
run and a half.
Dodgers.
So it's more like 4-2.
I'm picking the Dodgers. 5-2.
5-2. There you go. That'll work. All right, and that's your MLB coverage for Monday. Get those bets in at the kiosk, our tellers, anywhere you can find it through the Betly app as well. Real quick sports story, Mark. Kentucky passed sports betting fairly easily fashion this year. Was signed less than 24 hours into law once it got to the governor's desk, letting you know that he really wanted it to happen.
That
So-
state's kind of screwy with their gambling laws.
All the racetracks, I think 9 of them, they said, can have in person, and they each get 3 licenses for mobile. So you could have up to 27 competitors in the mobile market within the state of Kentucky, which is pretty amazing for a state that isn't that populous. But
What about Churchill?
they'll probably have many of
Boom.
those. Yeah, because I think they own all but 2 racetracks in that state.
Yeah.
So anyway, reason we tell you that, keep in mind, you haven't signed up for the Betly app, do so. Arkansas, Tennessee, you can get up to $250 back if your first bet loses. So check all the details out on the site, if you will, and take some of next money while it's still around.
That's right. And check out all these promotions that are going on. Hit
Yeah.
that promotions tab, and you can see everything that's happening.
Odds boosts are there, profit boosts are there, so just check it out. I'm sure there's something for the game tonight in the NCAA tournament.
Yep. Positively.
Take advantage of those. If you're going to bet anyway, go ahead and try to get some of those odds boosts and profit boosts going as well.
That's right.
All right. Last thing we got on the agenda today, Marcellus, is we're going to try to pick the ultimate winner of the divisions in the American League and National League here. And Kevin, join in on us here.
Sure.
Who's keeping stats of this?
Well, I don't have paper, so it might be you and Kevin.
It'll be on YouTube.
That's right,
I'm not
YouTube's
buying
gonna-
that. I think there's a translation loss from
Write it
YouTube
down.
to pin.
All right, let's go with the American League East. That got your Tampa Bay Rays, your Yankees, your Red Sox, your Blue Jays, and your Orioles.
Hang on,
Give-
hang on. Me, Shane,
And Kevin.
and Food for Kitch.
Food for Kitch. Rays, Yankees, Sox, Blue Jays, and Orioles give us your ultimate winner. And one team in that division that you would not be shocked is or you think might play in for a wild card if it comes into play there?
Oh,
Kevo?
so we get 2 picks?
2 picks, one to win the division, and if I recall right, Kevin, you get, 3 division winners and 2 wild cards in each league?
I believe that's the way it works.
Yeah,
I'd
so
have to double-check
in
it.
one of these divisions, you would not probably get one. I don't
So-
think there's ever been where both.
We're starting with American League East.
Yes. Rays, Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Orioles. Kevo, who do you got first? Who do you think wins that division?
Food for Kitch.
It's going to be a toss-up between the Rays and the Yankees. I'm going to go Rays.
You're going to go the Rays.
Yep.
All right.
I thought you got
Anybody
2.
in there you think will turn around and make the wild card then?
Yankees.
All right. Nobody else. I don't know that there's ever been 2 from the same division make the wild card.
Last year.
It did happen? You don't see 3 then, do you? From that, I mean, the other wild card coming from the East?
Wild, Wild West.
It could be the Blue Jays. They got a good young team. They're talented, and they made the playoffs last year.
They did. Is that what you're thinking, though?
No, he thought Rays and Yankees.
Yeah. I'm just giving him one shot because he's going to have to pick one other team from these other 2 divisions to make a wild card if he doesn't. And there's some crappy teams.
I'll put a hold on the Blue Jays. How's that?
You'll put a hold on him. All right, so he's got the Rays and the Yankees right now. He may punt back to the Blue Jays when we're done. Mark, who do you think wins the American League East?
The Yankees?
We got any odds on this, by the way?
Yeah.
Let me try to get that one. All right, you think the Yankees are going to win. All
The
right.
Yankees will win, and I think Boston gets in as a wild card.
And Boston gets in the wild card. So no Tampa Bay Rays at all, huh?
Yeah, if I had to pump back to him, maybe.
Yeah, what?
Somehow we're punting in baseball.
Well, I don't know about punting, but in any
Food
case.
for Kitch.
Live events, I don't want that.
Yeah, vitamins. Yes.
I'm trying to go the futures here.
We're not looking up those kind of pills today, sir. Keep that on your time.
I'm going to go with the Rays to hold off the Yankees to win the division. They seem to have a knack for knowing how to do that. I don't see. I didn't see where either one of their roster moves this year would change my mind. I'm a little worried about some of the Yankees starting pitching being on, hobbled, right, Kevo?
Yes.
Early in the year. I know it's better to do that earlier in the year than later in the year.
Correct.
And early indications are they might be able to stave that off. The problem is, the Blue Jays or the Red Sox, are they going to be able to stack enough wins until the Yankees get healthy? I don't like Red Sox pitching, I can tell you that right now. So I guess I'll go with the Yankees making the wild card.
Oh, my gosh. You picked the Yankee Doodle Dandies.
I do, and I hate them, but I have to. That's where my brain goes.
Well, you
So
kind of
Tampa Bay, me and Kevin thinks wins the division. You take the Yankees to win, and on the opposite side, Kevin and I think the Yankees win or get a wild card spot, and you say
You're following Kevin's heart.
you're going to go with the Yankees and who?
Boston.
You're going to get Boston in the wild
In
card?
Boston.
All right. Central Division,
All
got
right.
the Twins, Cleveland Guardians, the White Sox, the Royals, and the Tigers. So we'll change it up a little bit here. Mark, take first stab. Who do you think wins the division, and who, if any, comes out as a wild card?
I think Cleveland wins the division because I am not a Twinkie fan, so I'm not even going to pick them. And if someone's going to make the wild card, I think it's going to be the White Sox.
If somebody, okay. I like your division winner there. I think Cleveland wins this division. I'm not going to say handily, but I don't think they have to sweat it out. And then I don't see the wild card coming out of here. I think only one team ultimately is going to get in from there. If indeed you got 2 wild cards that come out of the American League. So, or do you have 3, Kevo? Because that'd only be 5, so that make for an odd number. I should know this. Should know this, damn it.
Yeah, they change rules every year.
From Boston. Food in the kitchen.
If you do get 3 winners and then somehow 3 wild cards in that division, so you end up with the ultimate 6. But
Oh, man.
I think for some reason somebody gets the bye. Like
Put down in the comments if you know where Food from Kitch is from.
in the
Food from the
comments.
kitchen.
He's-
This guy's still trying to figure it out.
Let's see here. Explain.
Explain the playoffs to me.
You got three division winners and 3 wild cards.
So you do get 3 wild cards. Son of a-
3.
All right. So if that's the case,
From each division?
now you get from each league.
League, okay.
So there's 6 total from each side.
Yes.
So
Yes. Food in the kitchen.
does that change your mind on who gets in? You get
No.
So you don't
Food
say
from
even-
the kitchen.
you're not taking the White Sox in.
I'm taking the White Sox as a wild card. What
You are
talking
taking the
about?
White Sox.
I'm not changing mine.
I'm going to go Cleveland Guardians to win the division, like I say. I'm not going to go with any
All
wild
right.
card there.
All right. Food from the kitchen. What do you got?
What do you got, Kev?
I agree with Cleveland. I think they'll win the division. And as far as wild cards go, nobody in the Central.
Oh, my God. Are you two spooning?
No.
All right. Let's go ahead and go with the next one so we can see what you two picked together on this one.
The West. AL West, the Texas Rangers, the Angels, the Astros, the Athletics, and the Mariners. Mariners got in last year, if I remember.
Yes.
This to me is going to be a very, very interesting division.
Very good.
Might be the best top to bottom one that I see, especially on that side. Kevin. Or no, it's me first.
Yeah, it's you.
It's me first.
It's you, Food from Kitch.
I can't. Until they don't do it, I got to go with the Astros
All right.
to win the division. Now, I do think you're going to get 2 people coming out of this area for wild cards.
How about 2 teams?
Yeah, 2 teams.
Okay.
With people on them. Texas Rangers and the Angels. I'm going to give a shot to get in this year.
Texas
think
is a
Seattle-
wild card.
Texas Rangers is a wild card that might
Yeah.
shock some people, and the Angels. And that,
I like that.
I just.
No, I'm not shocked. All right, Kevo.
I agree with Houston.
All right.
Actually, I like all 3 of your
Oh,
picks.
I'm
But
not shocked.
Houston to win the division. And wild card,
Just say it. Just say Texas and the Angels. Come on. Do it.
no, Angels haven't made the playoffs since Mike Trout's been there, so they're not going to.
Oh.
But I like Texas. That's a good choice. And then I'll go with Tampa from the East.
All right, Tampa's going to be his other hold there.
Oh,
Yep.
Tampa. Okay.
But
back
in
up
this
there.
division, he's just taken Houston
And then Texas.
and the
Well-
Rangers. So he's got 6 teams. He's taken
What?
Houston to win it, the division, and he's taken the Rangers as a wild card. And then he's going up and he's taken the Guardians. And then at the very top, he's taken himself some Tampa Bay Rays, and he's going with the Yankees
And Tampa's a wild card.
and
Yes.
Tampa as a wild card.
So Tampa's getting in twice. Food for Kitch.
Tampa Bay's winning it. So he's taking them twice.
But you
Okay,
said Tampa's making the wild card too.
Okay, yeah, Yankees with the wild.
Food for Kitch. Come on, you got Yankees as a wild card already. You got Rays winning it. That's Tampa Bay Rays, by the way.
Right.
So okay, you got the Rays winning it, and you got Tampa Bay doing the wild card.
No, Yankees wild card.
Yankees.
I'm confused on the bottom piece.
I know. He did say Rays, and then he turned around and used Rays as a wild card. But he's using Yankees because he thinks the Rays win that division.
Well, but I only have 2 wild card from you.
Yankees is one.
Yeah, Texas is the other. Who's his 3rd wild card from the American League? Food from Kitch.
Blue
Blue Jays?
Jays.
Yes. Yeah, we'll go Blue Jays.
Yeah, because he said nobody out of the Central is going.
No,
And
we'll go
I
Blue
doubt
Jays.
he's going to get ballsy.
Toronto Blue Jays?
He said
Oh
he
my
can't take
gosh.
Angels because Trout's never been to the playoffs and he's not going. And I'm sure as hell didn't know he ain't taking the Athletics.
That was way harder than it needed to be. All right, let's move on here to
National
the.
League East.
Who
You
is
got
it
the
this time?
Mets, you
It's
got
Food
the
for Kitch
Braves,
first.
you got the Nationals, you got the Marlins, and you got the Phillies.
This is a good one.
Kevo, we'll start
Yeah.
with you on this one since we did the
Food
first
for
part.
Kitch.
East of the National League.
I gotta go with the Mets to win the division.
All right, Mets win the division. Any wild cards coming out of there?
Right now, Atlanta.
Atlanta coming out. All right, nobody else at this point.
At this point, now.
Okay. Marcellus?
Right now, I'm just going to hold tight. Let's see what I got down here later, but I got Atlanta winning the division.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the wild card yet. Well, I'll let you know when we get down to after we get done with the West.
So right now you're just going Atlanta wins the division.
Yep.
All right, I am going to go with the Mets to win the division and the Braves to be a wild card in that National League East.
Okay.
I got a little surprise for everybody. I'll save that one. So that's it out of that one, which means I got to come out with the other two in the other two divisions.
All right.
Central Division next. Mark, you got the Cardinals of the St. Louis variety, Cincinnati Reds, Milwaukee Brewers, those Pirates, and those Cubbies. Got a winner of that division and any wild cards coming out of there.
Yeah, I got a winner. I'm going to make St. Louis the winner, and I'm going to have Cincy as the wild card.
And Cincy is the wild card.
Yeah.
So the Brewers miss out completely, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not them I'm worried about making the wild card. It's Pittsburgh might possibly make it.
Whoa.
But I don't think so. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm sticking there.
I'm pretty sure. With you that I don't think so either.
What are you going with here? Food for Kitch?
Cardinals to win, as previously stated. And if anybody out of that division makes a wild card, it'll be Milwaukee.
Oh, my God. You're not going with your Cubs.
Nope. Not right now, I'm not.
So, yeah, I'm going with, I'm actually going with Milwaukee to win the division.
Oh, my God.
St. Louis to make the wild card.
Okay.
And then that would be it. I see an outside shot, believe it or not, of the Reds trying to make a real press. But when you look at the rest of, like, the National League and you say, well, maybe the Phillies, because they were in last year, have enough talent. But that last wild card spot could literally be almost anybody in that National League when I start looking through it. Which brings us to the West real quick. You got the Padres, the Dodgers, which seem like two locks. And then you got the Diamondbacks, which Mark likes because there's tons of fans. And
Yes.
You got the Rockies and the Giants, which the Giants just in forever Dumpville, it looks like. I like the Padres to actually win this division for once. But it will be one of the tighter, obviously, divisions between the winners. And I think the Dodgers will get into the wild card fairly easily. So that leaves the other wild card position open.
What? You have three already.
I got one from each division. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, nice try.
That's right.
Good thing I'm
You're
writing
right.
this crap down.
It is. I'm just glad you can read and write.
Barely. I don't have my glasses on. Food for Kitch.
What do you like, Kitch?
I'm going to flip-flop.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Dodgers to win the division.
All right.
And I kind of do like San Diego as a wild card.
None of this shocks me.
All right. Mark?
Oh, gosh.
So when you go to do these stats at the end of the season in October or whenever, I just want you to put Food for Kitch / Point Spread Shane, because you guys have almost identical. I'm going LA Dodgers to win the division,
Okay.
and then I have two
Kitch.
coming out of this one. I've got the San Diego as a wild card, and I have the Rockies as a wild card.
The Rockies as a wild card. Wow.
And that's my picks there. Food for Kitch.
How many wild cards do I have?
You have three from the National League.
Okay.
And they would be, what, Braves?
Atlanta, Milwaukee, and San Diego.
Milwaukee and San Diego?
I have three. I have Cincy, San Diego, and Colorado. And
Okay.
Shane's got Atlanta, St. Louis, and the Dodgers.
Okay. There you have it, everybody. Your MLB futures. Get them while they're hot. Odds constantly change each day, or they can change each day as teams win or lose. So those futures bets, if you like the price, get them in now. And if you really believe Mark on the Rockies, I'm sure there's odds on who gets into the playoffs.
There is.
And that ought to be a pretty tasty nugget to throw a few bucks on if you are with Mark and believe that that's going to be the
You
case.
want to hear my sleeper?
Of what?
Of who sneaks in. That disrupts my little thing.
Sure. We got time.
Arizona.
You know who I kind of like? I just think that they're in a very
Cubs?
tough division. Well, no, I don't hate the Cubs. I do like Baltimore. A lot of young talent on that team. But when you're already facing the Yankees and the Rays, and the Blue Jays, I mean, that's an awful tough road to.
Did you just say a bunch of young men's?
They have a young team, very young team. They got a lot of talented young guys on that team. Not a lot of big name household names on that team, but they all play well. So that was a team that, when I looked at it, like, this could be one of those sneaky no-name teams that disrupts everything.
Sneaky.
But the division that they're in, that's tough. Rays, Yankees, Blue Jays, a lot of supposed heavy hitters in there.
Kevin loves baseball. What's the most wild cards come out of one division?
I'm not sure. I know there's 2 last year from the AL East.
Yeah, which was Toronto and the Yankees, right? Or the Rays?
Rays.
Yep.
'Cause the Yankees
It'd be
won
tough to get a
last year.
third one because they play so many games in their own division.
Yeah.
And
somebody
would
would
knock each other out, or
and there would have
elude
to
them
be a
the
bunch
point.
in another division that would just suck.
And that's possible because, boy, I'm looking at that AL Central. Oh,
What do you think about it? What do you think about the rule changes so far in the MLB? I like them. Makes the game go faster.
yeah. I mean, the speed of the game. From a TV audience, I can see it. When I'm at a ballpark, the last thing I'm really worried about is when I'm getting out of there.
Yeah.
But I do like the speed of the game. I like how the pitch can be counted on, and the batters don't have to adjust their junk and
Now-
strap their damn gloves every 3 seconds.
Now,
before
if they could just make the season shorter, doesn't need to go into October, and not play so many freaking games.
I agree.
You don't need to go into October. You don't need to be competing against the NFL. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. And shorten the games. Oh my gosh, what is it, 115 or whatever it is? It's
162, Tiger.
I fall asleep at 115.
Well, here's the 2 things, right? Yeah, nobody pays attention to baseball past opening day until you get to August.
Yeah,
That's another, or after the All-Star break, maybe.
yeah.
They say. So 3 months of the season, everybody's just waiting for games to pile up, and you start seeing people separate, and then you start watching it. But
Man,
yeah,
when I played baseball, we didn't get to play the same team 3 times. Play them once, move on. Bye. I mean, you get to come back again, throughout the season. But,
the travel, that's why they do that crap.
well, they got home teams. Well, St. Louis stays for 2 weeks while the other teams come to them, and then they travel for 2 weeks while other teams. See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, Paul.
Someone can figure that out. It's above my pay grade.
We need to get Mark a meeting with, who's the commissioner of baseball again? Not Bud Selig. That dude.
Yeah.
Just,
Bring him on up. We'll put him on the
Put him
stage.
on the
We got a
Odds
table
Brothers.
right over here.
yeah, we'll have Mark grill him about the
I'm sure
changes
it's
to
about
game.
the money because the more games you have, as you're playing, you can pay for all these players. Because
Rob Manfred.
Rob Manfred, that's right.
Manfred,
Yep.
Manfred.
Manfred.
You got it?
I guess.
Get it? Good. Anything else on the agenda, Kevo?
Nope, that's it.
All right, like and subscribe, everybody. Thanks for,
Good
trying to
job,
watch
Food
this
on the Kitch.
hour and 10-minute show. And we'll be back with you hopefully Friday.
Like, subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell for notifications.
That's right. That'd be great. We're still trying to get to that magical mystery tour, that 50. That'd be great first, and then we'll go for 100. Yeah, right there. Mark's pointing. Hit that subscribe, please. Until then, enjoy this beautiful bean footage.
Thank you for listening to the Odds Brothers Podcast.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Presented by the Bentley Sportsbook. Place your sports bets here from inside Southland Casino or from anywhere in Arkansas at southland.bentley.com.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Be sure to follow the Odds Brothers Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Keep in mind, in Arkansas, you must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas to bet. Please play responsibly. For help quitting, call 1-800-522-4700.